Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, I'm just talking to Brian about my eggs again.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Hi, my name's John Steele and I'm the CEO of Cafedirect. I joined in 2012 and Cafedirect is a founder brand of the fair trade movement. It's very proud of its organic coffees and also it's proud to be the first coffee company in the UK to become a B Corp and also to be a social enterprise. Being a B Corp means quite a lot really. For us, it's being part of an organization of businesses that are trying to move forward and change the role of business. So it is about dynamically improving the role of business in society. What it also does is it helps you see what's good and bad about your organization, and then you're more likely to do something about it. Cafedirect was started in 1991, and it was started by 4 charities and 3 farming organizations who came together because there was a collapse in the price of coffee. And these charities and these farmers started direct trade to try and get a fair price for farmers to make sure they had a sustainable living and stuff like that. Cafedirect products are available all over the world. In the UK, you can buy them in Co-op, Waitrose, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Ocado, most retailers. What really makes Cafedirect unique is its business model, and that's really built on the principles upon which it was founded and the mission of the business. So our mission is to improve the livelihoods of smallholder farmers, and our business model is set out to reinvest profitability with those farmers and help change their lives and the environments they live in. So really, it's a business that's not just trying to make money, it's trying to change lives and change the way business functions. And that's what really makes the business different, and that's what makes us so proud of the amazing coffees, teas, and cocos that we provide for people. Yeah, working for a business like Cafedirect that's got a clear mission means that you've got loads of moments you're really proud of and things that are done by the business and the people who work for it. I think probably my proudest moment was seeing the way everybody in the business reacted to a period of crisis in 2016 and all coming together to help the business to flourish and be successful after that. You know, one of the proudest moments for Cafedirect was winning the Social Enterprise of the Year award in 2018. And we've been around for 28 years, and to have your peer group of businesses recognize you for all that you're achieving was just a really touching moment. Thinking about Cafedirect over the years and how it's been financed, I think hopefully provides some insight for entrepreneurs starting out. I mean, Cafedirect was one of the first businesses to do crowdfunding. So in 2004, we did an open offer where it was pre-Crowdcube and all of those kind of companies. So the company literally wrote the phone number on the pack, or had it printed on the pack. And then every time somebody was buying a jar of coffee or a bag of coffee, they could ring a phone number and buy shares. And so that's the first way we financed the business. So effectively by getting all of the believers in the business model to back it. And that was hugely successful. I think subsequently we've been very careful to make sure that we finance growth in a way that is respectful of the different shareholders. So sometimes we've used finance that's included invoice discounting and bank loans, but I think it's always worth getting the balance right. And I guess what would the right tips be? Clearly not overstretching yourself from a debt perspective, but also I think making sure you've got the resources in place, because raising finance takes a lot of time and distracts you from operating a business and delighting your customers and having great impact with your farmers in our case. So I think making sure that you've got the right financial tools in place, but also being clear that you've got enough in place as well. The biggest challenge has been taking a business that's phenomenally mission-driven and incredibly ethical, maintaining that heart and that DNA, but making it more appealing and commercially competitive. Because getting that balance right is a real challenge, because you mustn't lose the DNA, you mustn't lose the meaning, but you do need to be able to compete and be best in class in the marketplace. The biggest challenge in the business was really getting it to recover after many years of decline And in 2016, the business was in a crisis. We buy our coffees directly from the growers, so we carry a lot of stock. And if your sales start to decline, you can end up with a lot of stock on your balance sheet, but not much cash. And we ended up in a really difficult cash flow crisis in 2016. And I think navigating that and bringing everybody through that and recapitalizing and restructuring the business was an incredibly difficult challenge, but one that we got through and has meant that the business has flourished ever since. And looking back on when I started in 2012, I wish I'd known how fast and hard I could push change while still maintaining the ethical heart of the business, because I think I was very sensitive to protecting all that the business stands for, and that probably slowed me down. I think I could have been more radical and rapid in the changes, whilst I was very respectful about all of the amazing things the business does, and almost got myself pulled into that ethical heart and that amazing business model. And I think I found a way now where I feel comfortable that is enshrined in the business, and I can be much more progressive. And I think looking back, it would have been great to have seen that earlier, but hey. I'd like to think about the kind of advice to give somebody if they're starting their own food and drink business, and I think it's difficult because I guess there's probably 2 or 3 things one needs to think about. I think the first thing is making sure that you do what you believe in and translate that into a really powerful proposition that can deliver and delight for customers and consumers. So I think you need to get that right first, but I think conversely, you don't want to agonize over that for years. You need to get out there and make it happen and live and breathe it. So I think the first piece of advice is to get that proposition right. I think the second is to not hesitate and go out there with all your self-belief and be confident and get a response from the marketplace and learn from that. I think one of the most important things when you're starting out or developing a business and trying to grow rapidly is to not think you know it all. I think you need to find the right advice and support, and that can come from many different sources. Cafedirect, I'm very lucky to have a strong board of non-executive directors and a very experienced chairman, so I can get a lot of advice and support and challenge from the non-exec team around me. I think also being open with your team can help you too. I don't think you should lock yourself away in some ivory tower. I think the way you choose to build your culture and engage with your team can help. And I guess even at my age, I'd still ask my dad.